Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Dana August Nails and welcome back to my channel. I've got the last of this Scooby-Doo villains nail art for you guys, so let's get started. I've already prepped my tips. As you guys well know, I apply the Modelones base coat and 3 coats of Modelones 1323, a white, and then I top it off with matte top coat, curing for 30 seconds in between layers, and then I use 1348, a black, to start my outline. I'm using my same old detail brush. You can find these detail brushes anywhere, but I picked up mine at a local nail supply store. So here I am just going with the outline of the face, the head, just to start off. So I've added the neck and just a bit of a hair tie that's actually on the back of this villain. I'm trying to give you guys information without like revealing it because I want you guys to do the same thing. Like at what timestamp, what point did you guys figure out which villain I was drawing? So I'm trying not to give too much of it away. But yes, and at this point as I'm outlining, I don't cure. Again, I know that's rule of thumb, cure as you go, but if I run into something where the second part I'm drawing, like let's just say I'm drawing the shoulder, the second shoulder looks better than the first, but I've already cured the first and I can't change it. Like to me, it's easy to alter, make little changes with the product not being cured all the way through. So, you know, I don't know, do as I say, not as I do. I don't even know. But that's just how I operate, and I don't have any mistakes really. If I do, cleanup brush and a bit of acetone or slip solution is always on hand, so yeah, you're good to go. Okay, I'm gonna guess that it's safe to say you guys have figured out by now that I am attempting to do some nail art resembling the mummy of Ankha, which is he was a pretty bad Mama Jam on Scooby-Doo, and this is actually a big shout out and tribute to my girl Fernie Salazar, just because homegirl just commented on my Instagram post saying that she loved this episode, and I just personally want to put that out to her, show her nothing but love. If you haven't checked her out, here's her YouTube page. Go check her out on Instagram. Show her mad love because she is so genuinely cool. Like, I don't even know. Like, love her. So, hey girl. So he's a mummy, Avi, right? Adding in the bandages, making sure that, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I drew the mouth and the eyes first before I started drawing the bandages because I wanted to give the appearance of them coming from underneath the bandages, and I couldn't do that if I drew the bandages first and then drew the eyes and the mouth. So there you go. And once I've outlined it, I cure it for full 30 seconds. I try to add a little difference to each picture, and here his backhand is just sort of coming out, just like, back, here's my fist, just behind my head, so. Okay, so here I'm using a color from the Missy series. It's from the Mocha series. Each series, like I mentioned in many videos, has 6, and they vary in, different shades, deeper and darker. This is Mocha series number 1, and it was the perfect shade for like old mummy cloth aging. Yes. And I did not mix anything with this color. I just straight up gel polished. So as you can see, there's like different variations. So what I did once I laid down this layer, I cured it for 30 seconds and then I applied another thinner coat. So it works out in the end. And I kind of liked the different dimensions that it created. Because again, it's cloth. It aged in some spots, maybe didn't age entirely in other spots. So this was really authentic. I really enjoyed it. So there it is after me adding a few, like the second layer and curing. And now I'm coming in with Modelones cream number 8, which is a nude, and cream number 4 and number 14, which are 2 shades of pink that I mixed together to get the color for the tongue. And as you know, creams, you need to cure for 60 seconds, so just always be mindful of that. And my go-to mixture is always going to be Modelones 1348, which is a black, and Modelones cream number 1, which is what I'm using right now, just to make sure I have the sort of thickness, the consistency that I like. And I'm going in with the eyes and the mouth with this black and curing for 30 seconds, just a flash cure. Okay, so I was like grasping at straws at this point. I was like, dang, I don't know what to do with the shading. So, okay, but I just went in with Modelones Santa's Mousse, and that is a beautiful, like, yellowy, orangey, brown undertone color. And I just decided, okay, well, if you can't figure out how you're going to do the shading, at least get the outline going. And I didn't add any cream to it. This is just me outlining with polish. And of course, curing for 30 seconds. I totally agree with like a flash cure. Don't go crazy about curing anything for like a full 30 seconds, just because by the time you're done, it would have cured for like, I don't know, like 5 or 10 minutes or something like that. Like, flash cure for 30 seconds, keep it moving on, because nail art can go for a while. Like, I was doing these, I think, for like a couple of hours. So I finally figured out what I was going to do with the shading. Just to let you know that sometimes you can get a little bit stumped. So I took Mocha Series number 2 and number 4, and then I mixed it all together, and then I just took a regular detail brush from my Beauty Galleria, and it was sort of like fuzzed out, and I was like, okay, fuzzing, just adding little bit dark details here and there. And I did it in the corners. I actually go under the neck with a darker brown at some point. I think I may have even added a bit of black to that same mixture I'm shading with now to just create a little dimension under the neck. And at some point, I even went, like, there's a drop of white right there. I even went with some white, and I was really proud with the shading. And of course, I cured it for 30 seconds when I was done. And of course, I'm using my dotting tool, a little white for the eyes. And that is the Mummy of Ankha. So I'm gonna let you guys watch as I grab my second tip and start the outline once again using 1348. And I'm gonna like literally remind you guys to just remember the timestamp. Like, let your girl know at what point in the video were you like, that was the Mummy of Ankha. So I'll let you guys watch, and then I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. I just want to remind you, if you haven't already, to make sure and give this video a big thumbs up. Be sure to share it. Leave me a comment below. Maybe even consider requesting a look. Yeah, give me some feedback. I'm so happy to just see you guys receive this idea that I had for, Halloween's moving forward, just to focus on a series and just do nail art depending on like the characters in that series, or maybe a movie or something like that. So I'm so glad with like the feedback that I got from this. It just really helped me. And to be honest, just doing this series really boosted my confidence with my nail art. I had a chance every single week to do like this bit of work and see how hard or easy it was going to be, and all in all, I learned that I could do it. And it's just, as beginners, we need to remember that it's just about trying and being able to see where you're at and continuing to practice so you can see where you're, where you need to tweak things and where you're growing. And honestly, by the end of this series, like by the end of all these sets, I was like, oh man, this was easier than it was before. This was okay, cool. So I was actually able to knock out these two in the space of time that it took to do one. So, I mean, if that's not what growth is, I don't know what it is. And I just want to encourage all of us beginners to just, it's a process and practice makes perfect. So I'm excited for all of us as we grow. Okay, you guys know who this is by now, right? Of course you do. Yeah, you totally do. All right, so here's the issue now. I thought that he was called the Space Kook because I'm like, he crazy, kooky, cuckoo, right? But then when I Googled it, they said Space Cook, the Space Cook. I'm like, but I ain't never seen him cook anything on the episode. Anyway, this guy, Space Kook, the Space Cook, whatever you want to call him, this bit of artwork was, and the Phantom Shadow, which I'll leave a picture of that right here, so you can see what that looks like. These two were art that I did for myself because I really love those two episodes. So I did those for me. But let me know, like I said, at what point did you know that this was the Space Kook or the Space Cook? Continuing with this outline using Modelones 1348. And after I'm done with the outline, of course, I will be curing in the lamp for 30 seconds. Ooh, yes. Okay, so it's time to add some color. So here I've mixed quite a bit of Modelones 1348 gel polish with Modelones Cream 01 and the Space Kook. The inside of his space helmet is jet black, which adds to his weird ominous creepiness. So we're going to shade in the inside of his helmet. And obviously adding cream into anything, like I mentioned before in all of my videos when I'm doing nail art, it changes the cook time, so make sure you're going in there for at least 60 seconds just to be absolutely sure. Now under his space helmet there are actually some like rectangular shapes that I've drawn on his suit, and those are going to be black also, as well as the inside of his eyes and those little dots, sort of, because he's like it's basically a floating skeleton on the inside of the helmet. So like, I mean, if that's not Halloween, I don't really know what is. And after I've done with that, I will just be flash curing for 30 seconds. Ooh, this blue, y'all. Can we talk about this blue? So I really wanted to do as many villains that like explored a variety of colors. So this blue is actually a mix of lavender violets, color number 13, as well as Modelones Cream, color number 17. And those blue together just created this like really beautiful, I want to say like royal blue, but not as harsh as royal blue can be. Like the royal blue on my brush, as you can see, it's not as harsh as the royal blue that I'm using to paint the rest of his suit. And so now I'm coloring his hands, and I love just how this whole thing just came together. So the only reason why I actually don't... Okay, so I'm doing this with my busted up detail brush, and you guys have heard me call it busted up, but that's Old Faithful. I'm not even gonna diss her because she might stop working on me on a day when it's like a paid gig, and then she just gets, her feelings just get hurt. But the reason I'm not too like fancy about these detail brushes that I have is because they're not as stiff as I need the bristles to be, so that they can just sort of hold their shape. That brush, the bristles tend to bend a lot, so I don't have as much control, but I do use it. And I'm a big believer in work with what you have, like work with what you got, even if it's not the best product or the best whatever, because by the time you get like the really high quality stuff, you already know what it is, the uphill battles to work with something that's not so great. Because when your fancy new brush breaks and Old Faithful is sitting in the drawer, you at least need to be grateful that you knew how to dip and do it with her. Okay? Because I'm just saying, we get new things and then sometimes we break them. So another rule of thumb for me is whenever you're doing a bit of shading, you just want to add a touch of black to the same base color, because that helps you. And as you can see, I'm putting it in certain areas on his suit. I'm going to get some of it on his skull, just creating dimension. That fist, oh man, hands are some of the hardest things to draw, but I challenged myself. Between this and the Phantom Shadow, I did challenge myself to draw some hands. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So it was definitely challenging. So by the time I got to the ghost clown, which I will leave a picture up here so you can see what that looks like and go check that out, as well as I'll leave links to all of the looks in the Scooby-Doo villains Halloween series below in the description box so you can check it out. But yeah, they were hard. So here I'm just taking different shades of that blue as well as some white, using my detail brush and just creating like flecks, like little lines in his helmet to create some like dimension as well. I saw a really cool picture. I looked at about 2 pictures to figure this out, and just a dot of 1323 to create those creepy looking eyes. And now it's time to outline, with my favorite concoction. Once again, 1348 Model 1's black and Model 1's cream, number 01. Not too thick, not too runny, just creating those really nice lines. And you know what? I'm really proud of this artwork. I truly am. It made me super happy. Yeah, man. Attainable success. Let me just tell you, when I sit down, I do a little bit of nail art. Let's don't even say a little bit, a couple hours of nail art, and it just all comes together. I feel so good. I really, really do, because I've come a long way and there's still loads of miles to go, and I'm just excited to get to the place where I've learned something and then realized, something else to learn. So let's go do that journey. So yeah, I was excited about this nail art. Turned out so good. And of course, once I'm done outlining, again, popping it in the oven, the LED lamp, to cure for 30 seconds. So look at this really cool thing I figured how to do on my video editing. So it's top coating time. We've got 2 looks, right? So what did Lisa do? This is what Lisa did. Boom, split screen on you guys. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm sorry, I'm just excited about these little advancements that I'm making in video editing. So it's top coating time, and I'm top coating the mummy of Ankha as well as the space Kook with Model 1's top coat, and I do a really good thick layer of that to get rid of the bumps, and then I cure for a full 60 seconds. So that is the end of the video. That's the end of Halloween, actually. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Look forward to the description list below, as well as a picture and video of the finished product. Follow me on social media, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.